Hello, my friends, and welcome back. This is day 3 on my 30 days of gratitude. And if you noticed in my first 2 videos, I forgot to really say inside the video what I was grateful for. I went ahead and added it to the description. So today, what I wanted to do, and I'm kind of looking at my notes, so I hope you'll forgive me. I will try to avoid using my reading voice. And I'm sorry, I have my Invisalign in and I'm trying to get used to them and kind of getting used to how to hold my teeth, my jaw, because I had braces a long time ago, and now that my retainer fell out, I'm doing Invisalign to kind of move my teeth back into place. I hadn't realized how off my bite had gotten. But enough about me, I'm so sorry. I wanted to share with you some of the secrets to a gratitude practice. I've seen many videos, and I've even done a few courses where I've followed somebody else's gratitude practice, and I wanted to kind of take this time to share with you what I feel like is missing from a lot of the YouTube videos. I feel like there's a lot of creators out there, and this isn't a dig, this is, their style's their style. But I feel like I'm just one of those people that I need like a deep dive. I need to really understand the nuts and bolts of how things work. And I feel like this is one detail that gets left out. And so I'm gonna take you through my process, and hopefully this will be a short video, maybe 10 minutes or so. So if you want, tools you'll need is a journal and a pen. And I just find that journaling helps. And the thing I like about journaling is, to me, I've kind of deemed it magical in that you take something unseen, like a thought, and you make it real by putting it in writing. And some of these things we're going to talk about kind of future pacing as far as journaling and being in gratitude, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But so I do recommend journaling, and if you have your pen and paper ready, or you can pause here. But once you're ready, okay, we're moving on to, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit rambly today, and a part of it's my retainers are affecting my brain. It kind of scrambles my brain a little bit, so I'm sorry. But anyway, so I'm gonna kind of pose a series of questions in 4 major categories, and just write your answers down is kind of the simple exercise. And the secret to a gratitude practice as a tool to help you feel better and to kind of shift your filters of the world. And I'm going to be talking a lot about filters, and it's just something I've come to be aware of. Like, Instagram has these beautiful filters that make you look like you have makeup on, or like I have no filter, although I think Apple is filtering some of the lines on my face, which I appreciate. So I look a little bit better than I do in person. But, think of filters as like eyeglasses, or kind of windows through which you see things through, and we use our filters to kind of filter information coming in, and also how we perceive things. So it's how we perceive the outside world, and a lot of those filters are built by our own experiences. And one of the things I learned, I went through the book How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I really struggled. I couldn't quite get to the level of meditation that he talks about, or those kind of mystical experiences, but it did help me stop and recognize my inner dialogue. And I'll do another video on inner dialogue here soon. But it really the thing it showed me about myself is that my default emotion was anger, and that's how I was seeing the world, was by criticizing and nitpicking everything. And instead of, I thought I was seeing everything objectively, but I was always looking for fault or criticism or, you know, kind of picking it apart. And going through that book and kind of some other exercises I'll share this month, I learned how to let go of my anger, and I learned that I can choose my filters. I can choose the way I see the world, and I could either, you know, see the world as the future looks bright, or I could see it as all doom and gloom. And, you know, life is better when the future looks bright. And so with that, let's get started. And, oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about as far as emotion goes is emotion is your anchor. So if you can tie things you're learning or like goals you're trying to achieve with a like a positive emotion, it kind of gives you a boost. It kind of keeps you going even after you're tired or you want to quit, or it's just something almost magical about it. There's science to it, and but I am not that person to explain that right now. So again, as we go through this, try to think, find a memory, find a thought that brings a positive emotion. And for me, like gratitude is always, like when I first started this journey, I had a hard time picking memories or picking emotions. And once I started identifying, okay, for me, gratitude feels warm, it feels safe, kind of like a hug. And on the flip side, giving feels warm and happy and feels like love to me. So, so if you need a minute to kind of think, if you're not sure, you know, take a minute to think about what gratitude feels like for you, like when you really feel grateful. I mean, you like feel it in your heart kind of thing. So the first category is self. What is something about you that you're grateful for? And here I'm going to share my things. Let's see if it works out for me. The thing forgive me, I'm going to lean into the camera, because the thing I'm grateful for is my hazel eyes. And a lot of times in camera and pictures and stuff, my eyes just look brown, but I don't know if it'll show up on here. But I have hazel eyes. They're mostly green with little specks of brown and gray with a really dark black line around my eye. And that is just one of my favorite features about myself is my eyes. I think they're very pretty. I always think of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, you know, the kaleidoscope eyes. Something else I'm grateful for, just to give a couple examples here, is I'm grateful for my ability to reason things out. I'm very curious. I like to analyze and find the answer to things. And then, let's see, I like to do threes. So third thing I'm grateful for is I'm very organized in a crazy sort of way. That I like organizing things, and I like things to be kind of in an orderly manner. My house isn't always that way, but it's always a goal. Okay, next category is find something you're grateful for and pick a person, like a friend or family member, or I want to say someone more of a closer relationship to you, because this will have a stronger feeling to it. And you can do this as many times as you want. But for this, I'm just doing one. I'm going to pick my son, Joey, just because he's so easy. He's such a sweet boy. But I am so grateful for his smile. When he smiles, he just lights up the world to me. And he's so kind. When he is feeling good, he is the kindest, sweetest boy. And seeing what an amazing little soul he is just lights me up, and I'm so grateful for that. And the third thing is I'm so grateful I get to be his mom. I have 3 children right now, and my oldest, everything was a fight with her. And with Joey, things are so much easier. There's still fight with him sometimes, but it's been so much easier in so many ways. And he's so sweet. And when I stop and think about, that through some divine coincidence, we get to spend our life together, I just feel really grateful because he is just wonderful. And I feel that about my children, and we'll talk more about them in later videos. I will share stories. Okay, the next category is work. And I picked this one because it's a little bit further emotionally, depending on your work. And at one time I had a very unhealthy relationship with work, and that I was very emotionally tied to it. But now I'm grateful for it. It, brings in an income where I can support my family and we can do things. And I get to work with other people, amazing people. I've always been very lucky to work with great people on the different teams I've been on. And I get to interact with them, and we get to build software, and I feel like I get to contribute. And so that's my three things kind of wrapped together into one. But find things a little bit less emotionally charged, but that you can be grateful for. And a lot of times I find finding gratitude around work helps me focus on the things I like versus the things I don't like. Because there's a lot of days where I'm like, I hate this job, I so much want to quit. Not so much this job, but I've been there. And I want to say there's days at this job too where I've had a really hard time. But reflecting back, it's more where I was emotionally or things that were going on around me, more so than the actual work. But being able to be grateful for the work helps me see it in a different light and to be more aligned with the work that I'm doing. And the fourth thing is the world. I want you to kind of broaden your scope. And this could be out in the community. This could be the whole globe. It could be your country. But kind of pick something on a broader scale that's a little more intangible. And this is a good exercise for your brain and even for your emotions, because it helps you kind of open up, and it helps you kind of go from being kind of closed in and isolated to knowing you're a part of something bigger, or that it's just like expanding not just your vision, but expanding the scope, your scope. Like I'm a software developer, and a lot of times we try to narrow down the scope. So these are the things we're working on. Everything else is outside of scope. And this is kind of taking what's outside of scope that maybe I'm not really in control of, but that I like. So I'll give you a couple things. One is I'm grateful I live in America, in the USA, just because freedom has always been something that has resonated with me, and that idea that I'm free to choose where I live or what job I want to do. And I grew up very poor, so the idea of me becoming a software engineer and making the amount of money I've made in my career was, if you would have talked to somebody like when I was 3 years old, that would never happen. That was crazy. That was just not possible. But here I am. So that's why I love living in America and having these opportunities. And then on more of a global thing, I'm so grateful for the internet and, all the tools that it gives us, and that we can communicate and share information. And here I am sharing information with you. And then for my third thing, I would say I am grateful for, I'm going to pick a beautiful city, or Well, I'm going to pick a place we like to go on vacation. There's so many beautiful cities like Paris and London, um, New Orleans, but I'm going to narrow this down just to Disney World because that's where my kids love to go, and that, you know, that somebody a really long time ago thought it would be great to build something like that for families to travel to and have fun together. And I think the intention was noble. I know the company is a little bit off the rails sometimes, but I think the intention was a good thing, and I'm grateful somebody put that out into the world. So I hope you like this, and if you know, you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. You know, if you have any feedback, leave me a comment down below. I hope it's a kind one. I hope I will see you, or you will see me tomorrow for the next video.